angry, Aussie. 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 Angry, Aussie. 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 Angry.
All right, there we go. Wait, why is that all over there? I'm going to try something here. Yeah, that's better. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. All right, Tuesday night, first live stream of the week. I think I'm going to do the standard thing and warm up by making a cocktail. Fucking cicadas, man. Not Cheeky Monkey. I've done Cheeky Monkey. Was it Loved Up? It was Loved Up. Oh, well brought up. Pity I wasn't. Okie dokie. Artichokey. Okay. It's juicy, so it's shaky. Okay, what do we want? Reposado tequila. With Espelon, Reposado tequila. Orange liqueur. And black raspberry. Such a specific thing. What's the comment? And for the elderly, NASA confirmed rings around Uranus 1977. It's hard to get through a straight face. Oh, just an early night. That's what iPads are for, I guess. I'll tell you the story about when I found out there were rings around Uranus. After I make a cocktail. Let's go. One way to get to a heartache. Okie dokie. I didn't. Fuck me. I didn't bring any of the camera gear in here. God damn it. Back in a minute. Will I ever have a live stream where I don't forget something? I don't know. Today is not that day. Damn it all. Justin, my astronomy is not that good. I believe the dominant hypothesis, possibly theory at the moment, is the moon is a result of a large impact, like an asteroid hitting Earth, smashing and throwing up debris and the debris coalescing. And maybe it was a ring first, I don't know. Not a deep knowledge of astronomy. But I'm reasonably sure that's the popular scientific view at the moment, that the moon was the result of a large impact on Earth an extremely long time ago. I don't even know the time scale. Billion years? I don't know. Right. Now, I think I'm ready. Right there. Here. Lime juice here. Okay, I already poured the tequila. Man, that cicada is so fucking loud. But that's one of the reasons I play music. Planet called Theo that crashed into Earth. Debris come together because of the moon. Okay, I'll take you with it. Hello, Madam Butterfly, and hello, Celtic King. This is one of my newer shirts, but that means it's like somewhere between 6 and 12 months old. I think this is from the last group of shirts I bought. I don't keep track of when I buy things. I did keep track of my booze for a while. Just to the point where I could convince myself I wasn't drinking excessively because bottles would last a while. Okay. Okie dokie. So tequila. Orange tequila. See right. Black raspberry. Lime juice. Orange juice. There's a few ingredients in this one. And even a little bit of sugar syrup. Okay, all the ingredients. It's interesting if scientists have decided to call the object that hit Earth Theo. Is that Theo for theoretical? I just realized as I was thinking through it that it's a theoretical planet. Because we can see evidence and we can draw hypotheses. But you obviously can't prove it. Right, that's all ready. Now I want to put some ice in there. Impulse. I'm putting more tequila in this. Just a bit more. A little bit more. Right, I'm going to use a coupe for this. That's pretty strange. Have you ever seen a jellyfish? That shit's crazy. Right. Ready? Ready? Okay. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is called a loved up cocktail, and it is a modified margarita. One of the modifications is it has orange juice in here. And if you've watched a few of my videos, you might have heard me say I generally don't like orange juice in cocktails. I think it overpowers the cocktail and gives it a bland taste. But I've actually had a bit of luck with orange juice cocktails recently, so I thought I'd give this one a go. Let's taste it. Don't think this is going to replace a classic marg for me, but this is pretty nice. I'll show you how to make it. In a shaker, put 1 1/4 ounces or 37.5 mils of a reposado tequila, then 1/3 of an ounce or 10 mils of an orange liqueur, 1/3 of an ounce or 10 mils of black raspberry liqueur, 1/3 of an ounce or 10 mils of lime juice, and 2/3 of an ounce or 20 mils of orange juice, and then just throw in a bar spoon or 5 mils of sugar syrup. Add ice to the shaker, shake that for 10 to 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. I'm straining that into a chilled coupe. Those are really fiddly measurements that I got on the diff. Those are really fiddly Those are really fiddly measurements. I got them on the Difford's Guide website, and I'm just going to say, as much as I use that site, and it's a really valuable resource, gets very fussy with some of the measurements sometimes. I really prefer if things are easier to measure. Like 1 1/4 ounces, you can eyeball, just do a heavy 1 ounce pour, honestly. But then doing 10 mils instead of 15 mils and 20 mils instead of 15 mils. And yes, I could do the experiment and maybe it would be a significant difference, but just between you and me, fiddly measurements get to me a little bit. I like nice, even measurements, but this has come out fairly well, so I don't know what I'm complaining about. It's called Loved Up. Cheers. I am complaining a bit. Truth bombs, people, truth bombs. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? I'm going to do this. Ooh, I put the lids back on. That's good. Let's turn a few things off, though. Turn you off. Turn you off. I'm already in the phase of forgetting what things are because I didn't label them. Yeah, okay. I need to... Just realizing some stuff I was going to do here. Normal cost of postage. What's the normal cost of postage? I did not hear that Little Proud resigned as national leader. He's a piece of shit. You got a Liberal Party letter. Good job, Angus. Well done. Send it back. They get charged for the postage. God, Justin, you're deep. He's put glitter in it. I just saw some headline of Little Proud saying something really shitty about the Iranian soccer players. I swear, he's a gross little gremlin caricature of a conservative politician, honestly. Like, if he didn't exist, seriously, if he didn't exist and you were making a show about politics and you made one of the conservative leaders, gave him, well, you know, like a meaningful name like Little Proud, like he's got little to be proud of, and made him look like that Little Proud clown, people would go, oh, come on. Bit on the nose, don't you think? And yes, that's what he is in real life. So did he resign because people criticised him for the fuck thing he said about the Iranian players? Yeah, see, Safi, you could say any name. Oh, wait, I didn't. Why is it so bright? I didn't turn this light out. You could say any name. We're talking about either the Liberal Party, but particularly the Nationals, and I'd have no idea whether that was a real person or not. You know, Matt Kavanagh wants to be leader. You go, Thrust Busby wants to be leader, and I'd go, sure. Seems as reasonable as any of the Nationals. I'm looking for cherries. Stab. Oh, come on. Okay, I need to drain some of the syrup from this jar. The cherries are moving around too much. Oh, I thought I had that one. There we go. One way to get to her. Now I've got an Amy Shark song stuck in my head. The cocktail's called Loved Up. She has a song called All Loved Up. He said he was exhausted. I'll say that. Oh, Kavanagh was, because that whole thing where a significant chunk of the parliament is coming to realise they're in breach of the constitutional rules. Little Proud gave 1 hour notice. Damn. Difference loses investors because typical of the. I mean, I swear to God, he is. And Kirsten's met him and says he's exactly like you'd expect him to be, which is a fucking wanker. But again, I feel like a shit saying that because I use his site so much. But I'm paying for it now. I got membership of it. So now I feel like I can shit talk him because I paid for the privilege of, what's that stuff that Trump called Albanese? That seems weird. Why does he want soldiers? Someone said to him, oh man, that soft cock Australian Prime Minister is too gutless to criticise you for your illegal attacks on Iran. Call him and browbeat him into being more blatantly pro-you, because it'll probably work, because fucking Albanese is fucking weak as piss. Sorry, I'm doing some stuff. It's blood bag time. I've finally got things out of the barrels. Time to fill some blood bags. Okay, so we've got a blood bag. We got a lid. And we got a funnel. What more can you want in life? Getting the axis of evil back together. So if you had mac and cheese, I was not that far removed. I had a tortellini pasta bake. I actually made a really big one the other day. I ended up getting 3 meals out of it. Okay. Mother pus bucket. Okay, I feel like that's an omen. I'm going to make a mess. All right. Spiced brandy. Get my overflow bottle. Yeah. It's better you send it to my house. That's got a bit of residue. We won't pour that in. Because I only am near the post office at maximum 2 days a week. Okay, now I've got to label these as I make them so I don't forget. Label maker. Yeah, so they fucking do that, and it makes me so angry. Get so pissed off. Okay, I think that's the first time I've gone to make a label, and the last thing that was on it was what I wanted to print again. But that Dymo labeler works when you turn it on, the last thing you put into it is still programmed into it. Okay. Blood bag number 2. Let's get another blood bag. I did not go to the PO box because there was nothing in it, because I get messages from Australia Post when there's something in it. There's a few people around. Didn't seem too crowded. You insured it for $300, so they'll deliver it. Okay. Oh yeah. This is a syrup. It's maybe thicker than I thought it was, which is good. Oh, I can spare some more of this because I can just make some more. Okay, this may be enough. Oh, wait, I need another lid. And okay, label it again, dickhead. Don't forget to label it. This is May 9th and date night. I don't fucking know. I'm in the middle of doing something else. I can't be looking up dates. I'll get distracted and forget what I'm doing because I'm old and my brain doesn't work for Oh, that's for the by-election. It's like thing. Justin, you're looking forward to the South Australia election. Mrs. Angry, she's an election junkie. When I told her there was a election coming up, she was interested, and I said, "Oh, and you know, Labor's got a romp in, but the Liberals might get absolutely humiliated." So that's something worth watching for, Okay, now the blood bag. And a lid. And where's the other stuff I got to put in? Oh, no. Actually, I think I worked out the election's not on a date night. Madam Butterfly, my brain is mush. It is. Okay. Oh, let's get this out the way. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Ugh. Come on, fuck yeah. Okay. Now, a couple of bottles in here. That's my t-shirt whiskey. I labeled all these fucking things. What are they? Coffee, that's one I want to do. Where's the apple one? I didn't have it all, did I? Okay. I'm a little confused at the moment. I just realised the chair's blocking me. Gotta look at everything. It's whiskey, a dry whiskey. It's an old-fashioned. Did I just label the apple old-fashioned? I think I did. I think that's what's confusing me. I labeled stuff, but even the label confused me. Okay. Let's. All right. So if you watch election nights to the end, that's how much of a political junkie you are. Okay. Now, coffee, old-fashioned. I just realized I'm doing something stupid. I'm going to do something less stupid. All right. That's a bit like it. Oh, yes, I was getting a few things from the mysterious cupboard of mystery. I'm going to rearrange it at some point too, because the ideas got into my head to arrange the stuff in there alphabetically. And it's a good idea. It's just a question of how long it takes me to do it. Because there can be quite a gap between when I think of an idea that's a good thing to do and when I actually do it. Okay, label maker. It's for you, Charlie, because you've been sending me stuff, so I have to send you stuff. Or no, I choose to send you stuff. Yeah. Oh, Safa, how is it now? Fucking random, man. Totally fucking random. Actually, that's a slight exaggeration. There are a few little bits where it's not completely random, but it's not uniform enough. Madam Butterfly, you get 20 bags when you get to that. You know, get some. Take back to your hotel room. Just realize what I'm doing. Okay, sorry, that. Although I think I'll pull myself that in a bit. Now the apple. Safra, I don't think she intends to take it back to the US. I think it's to get smashed. Sorry, that was one of the first ones I did, Charlie, the cola syrup. Spiced cola syrup. Essence of Pepsi Max, in fact. I think they gave me two different sorts of these things. Anyway. Whatevs. Do a label for... Yeah, this one doesn't... Anyway, got to do one more label. Had worse things in your luggage and not gotten caught. Label. I just have to write out a postcard explaining what the labels mean. Because, yes, the cola syrup was made with caffeine-free Pepsi Max, which like reduces down to nothing. I'm not kidding. It's like 90% of the water content being boiled away. Justin, what would I have if the Liberals win 0 seats? A Schadenfreude cocktail, honestly. All right. My duty's done. Where's the lid for this sucker? All right. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put these back in the cupboard. Ugh. Oh, incidentally, I saw this on special in Dan's for like 45 bucks instead of 75 bucks. 57% ABV. It's only 500 mils, but 57% ABV, fruity spiced rum. It's not really rum. Might be cane spirit, might be vodka. But it's for cocktails, not for drinking straight. It's not great for drinking straight. But puts a bit of kick into cocktails, particularly clarified cocktails. Yeah, that's banana flavored, that one. Which is maybe the best of them. They have like 4 different fruit flavored things. I think maybe the banana one's the best. And it's very cheap. Wait, I'm sure, is that an advertised special? Or was it just on the shelf at my local Dan's? Let me have a look. We'll look at the Dan's website. Status update, Dan Murphy's opening hours. Banana. Boom. That's what they call it. Rockstar Spirits. Yeah, okay. So regular price, $76.99. Member offer, $45. Like, that's a ridiculous saving. That's like more than a third off. Like I said, my personal thing, it's not a very nice drink, but it's good in cocktails. Justin, what have you put in Discord? Oh, God, okay. That's ChatGPT? Or is that a social media post? Appropriate cocktail to have if Liberal Party wins 0 seats. A blue Liberal served in an empty glass. 0 seat spritz. Aperol Prosecco soda. Light, bitter, and easy to finish. That's just an Aperol spritz. Okay. Wipeout martini. Actually, yeah, a dry martini with navy strength gin. That'd be a wipeout martini. Opposition Negroni. These are literally just the recipes, and they give them synonyms. Electoral extinction margarita. Yes, those are literally just the recipes for cocktails, but I like the names. No, I'm not a Liquorland member. Do they have membership? Hello, Hannah, by the way. I swear to God, I avoided getting a Dan Murphy's membership card for the longest time, like for years, when I was really getting into cocktails, because I thought, no, that's a sign you're a fucking wreck. You're a real serious alcoholic if you've got a Dan Murphy's card. And then one day I just saw like an outrageous special like that. I went, oh God, I'm getting a Dan Murphy's card. You taught Super Baby a new trick. Nice. Safar, I don't have any other memberships. Yeah, actually, that orange juice margarita is not bad at all. Why am I suddenly getting on board with orange juice? So, okay, Justin, it'll be the wipeout martini. I'll add absinthe to it. That'll be it. Oh, okay. A strong martini with absinthe is called an obituario. So, and my absinthe is blue. I make a really strong martini with blue absinthe and call it the electoral wipeout. Zafra, I already have said several times I don't have any other memberships. So Hannah, you taught Super Baby to say gills to mean wiggles when he wants music on. He's associated correctly now, stares at the TV and says, "Go gills, go wiggles." Okay, put wiggles on me, peasant. And the wipeout martini with a touch of dominance. But there you go, Justin. We've decided if the Liberals get 0 seat, I make a really strong martini with blue absinthe in it. I mean, for fun, I could put blue curacao in it because they eat just a little blue curacao and it would go blue. But I really like an obituario. So, obituary, I should say. Electoral obituary. The Dementia Donny cocktail, pitcher of straight liquor. I think the Dementia Donny would be a pitcher full of fucking lighter fluid. Just something that like instantly destroys brain cells. Lighter fluid and meths. Just oof. I mean, yes, to get to Trump's level of cognitive decline, you'd have to do something pretty savage. You know, he had a couple of brain cells, but he's definitely destroying his general health. Adding one nation. Opposition one nation Negroni. Same bitter drink with the shock of the night built into the name. The Pauline Putsch. Bright orange. Okay, these ones are funnier. Very Australian, slightly alarming on site. Crossbench collapse. Works if you want Joe to be the whole Conservative side is imploded. One nation leaves what's left. The preference flow. Okay, they're just names. They're good names. The official opposition. Serve it with a straight face like this outcome is completely normal. Best version joke will probably, I have an opposition one nation Negroni. Bitter, hard to swallow. Somehow the Liberals still aren't in it. One Nation Negroni. Orange Bitter. Official opposition. I mean, the names are funny. I'll give her that. So, Hannah, you follow a dementia physio specialist online. You've used all public appearances. The president gives updates on how long things done. He's got that. Jesus, not much. You can see him just falling asleep. And he's never been particularly coherent, but Jesus, he's bad lately. So now we're down to 1 to 2 months left in the land of the living. Well, my bet was he wouldn't see out his term. He would either straight up die or decline to the point where he had to be replaced. Oh, what's your recommended chatbot home for the elderly? Something. I want something less sweet. I think I'm going to do my coffee old fashioned. And your fear is they don't replace him. People claim he won't do it. Oh, they will always, no matter what. You see, his base are insane. They're just not in touch with reality. If he suffers the obviously irrefutable cognitive collapse that he's definitely going to suffer if he doesn't die, they would just say the Democrats poisoned him. That's what happened. If he dies, that's what they'll say. It's just ridiculous. You switch to Claude, the chatbot that isn't subservient to Trump. Target marker for the dementia tonic cocktail. Yeah. Something strong enough to just wipe the hard drive, basically. I saw someone, I think it was in America, marketed a booze that was a mix of vodka and tequila, and they call it vodka, and it was like the joke was, that's just ridiculous. That's so intense. It's not. That's not intense at all. That's tequila with less flavor. Like, if you add two 40% ABV spirits together, they don't become an 80% ABV spirit. It's still 40%. It's still the same as the vodka or the tequila alone. I mean, it was funny as a marketing thing. Get naked in front of Trump and he's suffering. You'll finally have that stroke. Aye. So as the day goes by, more and more people are disappointed. Kid missed the shot. There's a lot of people who need the Men in Black flash, so they'll stop being so ridiculous. Don't know why I put away the coffee old fashioned, because I always intended to pour myself one. Anyway, I'm going to do it now. You're saying Justin LVP was slow decline, then rapid. Oh, Trump is doing the rapid decline, definitely. It's just like, I'll just go on and on about what a travesty the Trump administration is, and the fact that Trump clearly, has bats loose in the belfry, and the entire Republican Party machine is a soulless pack of monsters who are just reveling in suffering and misery. It's ridiculous. So I heard it was AI controlling Tomahawk destroyed the girls' school. Yes, Justin's personally responsible for that because he used ChatGPT. God, it's so funny how at last I saw Trump couldn't even really bring himself to lie about it much. He spent one day saying this absurdly ridiculous lie. Iran actually bombed that girls' school. Their weapons are very inaccurate. It was destroyed by Iran, and people are just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And it's very interesting to me. Like, there must be such conclusive evidence that it was an American or Israeli missile or both that hit that girls' school, because they can't even bring themselves to lie about it. But mind you, they also know they don't have to. They're in blatant breach of international law. They're in blatant breach of American law. And no one's even slowing them down, let alone fucking stopping them. Oh, that's so different to the last drink I had. Oh my God. For someone who doesn't like coffee, that coffee old fashioned's really working for me. Dang. It's a hell of a thing. Quite an intense flavor. Damn, yeah. Oof, that definitely needs to be on ice and dilute a little bit. Rather, dude, what do you think it looks like on the planet after Saturn? You mean on the surface? Okay, see, again, we're having a conversation earlier. I really don't know a lot about Uranus. Is it a solid planet? Is it a gas giant? Oh, well, you know me, Home for the Elderly. My problems I have with any of the AI companies, and my list of problems is very long. Okay, so what is the surface of Uranus? Fuck off with your fucking AI mode, Google. Fuck you in the neck. So, okay, doesn't have a solid surface. It's an ice giant with thick, cold, toxic atmosphere of hydrogen, helium, and methane. Transitions into a hot, slushy, high-pressure liquid mantle of water, ammonia, and methane. It's bright blue-green, mostly featureless, incredibly windy. So it's like a milky blue marble. We apparently got this, like the thing I used for the thumbnail, really funky photo from the James Webb Space Telescope. Justin, how did the Queen die? A bit like that with Trump. Report of illness within a day, it becomes serious. I mean, that would not surprise me in the slightest. Madam Butterfly, your strong black coffee. Mm. Whew, certainly waking up the taste buds, I'll say that much. I don't know how much caffeine. I don't think there's a huge amount of caffeine content in that, although I genuinely don't know. I just made that statement with no basis. I think I put some chocolate liqueur in there as well, dark chocolate liqueur. Just like whiskey and coffee and chocolate. And vanilla. There's vanilla in there too. And probably some of my spiced sugar syrup. Yeah, didn't Jan Stans Vance kill someone else as well? Touched the Pope and killed him. And I swear there was someone else. I might have that wrong. It was pretty fucking funny. The Pope died, within, I think it was only a couple of days of meeting the couch fucker. Well, I'm going to be interested in getting some reviews from you, Charlie. See how these blood bags grab you. Because I find them very interesting. Already coming up on 9 o'clock. I tell you what, as boring as talking about the weather is, it got way hotter than I thought it would, which is probably only a couple degrees more than they predicted. But it's like at lunchtime, it's still 25. At lunchtime, I went outside and it was beautiful. It was so nice. It was really warm. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, very fucking hot. So they're saying the peak was 30 at just after 2 p.m. And what's the predictions? Oh, tomorrow's back down to 29. It's been bouncing. Their predictions have been bouncing between 29 and low 30s. And then it's cooling down a lot. And we might get some very mild showers. But this is my type of weather after tomorrow. 20, 21, 26 is a little bit warm. 23, 24. Just like spring and autumn is my favorites. Mid-20s, that's what I want. So Liz Truss killed the Queen. Okay. So as these conservative figureheads kill much-loved senior citizens. Tasty, tasty. Quite a intense but enjoyable flavor in that particular old-fashioned. My recipe, and this is why I declare my creation to be better than the most hyped cocktail this year, the Carajillo old-fashioned. My vanilla coffee old-fashioned that I came up with 2 years ago is better. At least it appeals to my palate more. I don't think it's just because it's mine. I decided I like it more. Like, it's been interesting compiling favorites lists in the last 2 years. Several original creations on both top 10s from 24 and 25. And my favorite cocktail for last year was an original creation. So am I just in love with the smell of my own farts? Maybe. Who knows? I did see that Sam Newman was in hospital. I think it was after multiple strokes. And I don't wish ill on anyone. I just don't think that's healthy. I do want people to stop being assholes. And I was going, well, the bright side of him being incapacitated, he definitely won't go into politics now, because he kept threatening to go into politics. It would have been awful, because he would have won whatever he ran for just on celebrity status. And he's a gross, disgusting, bigoted, racist, misogynist, brain-dead fuckwit. Like, he's a piece of shit. And, there'd been rumours that he'd run for mayor of Melbourne, which he would have won the election. Rumours that he'd joined the Liberal Party or the National Party or One Nation. And he almost definitely would have got elected to whatever the fuck he stood for just on celebrity grounds. And he's fucking awful. He's the fucking worst. So yes, I'm just relieved that it finally rules him out of Publix. Is your question, Safa, has Australia always had arseholes? That's humanity. And fucking apes have arseholes. You ever watch any of those nature channels? They'll have personalities and there's always arseholes. But humans definitely, every culture, every country, every point in history, the culture had arseholes. It's just human nature. Just got to, try and hold them back. But some of them are charismatic and manage to fill the poppies. Also, typo. I guess it was a typo, but the L and the S are a long fucking way away from each other. They're literally on opposite sides of the keyboard. I'm just pointing that out. Safa, why can't we be nice to weather? Is that your deal? Yes. Because there's an element in a lot of humans to seek dominance. I remember having to explain wars to little Ms. Angry when she was still in primary school. And she's she was very precocious, very smart. And she was just saying, like, learning about wars again. But wars are just stupid. There's no good. How can that ever happen? There's such a bad idea. It doesn't make sense. And I went, no, it doesn't make sense. But you've had run-in with bullies, right? Yeah. And some bullies only do things that are a little bit bad, but some are really bad. Yeah. And some just keep getting worse and worse because people don't want to be like them. And they try and say, I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to do it. But they keep hurting more and more people until eventually a group of people go, we can't put up with this anymore, and retaliate. And she goes, yeah. I said, well, countries are like that. Hey, Greg, how you doing? I really, I get exactly what you're saying. I don't know that they're stupid. I think just different personality types. There are people who just have this overwhelming desire to dominate others. And I think it goes hand in hand with the delusion that they're better than everyone else and they deserve more. Hello, Melbourne. Melbourne Kabinu. Hello to you. We're just talking about politics, war, and other fuckery. Oh, yeah. My t-shirts, I had various insults for stupid people. That is absolutely true. But yes, those were attempting to be comedic. I was attempting to be serious there. And there is no doubt, I honestly think, not so much stupid, but ignorant people. So I think when you're ignorant, you can learn. You're ignorant of things, but willful ignorance is what drives a lot of people. It's why you get the right wingers being so upset at educational institutions and the arts and foreigners and travel. It's like, because if you broaden your worldview, I think there's pretty solid statistical evidence for this. You broaden your worldview through education, artistic expression, travel, you get less bigoted, you get less narrow-minded, because you come to understand more of the world. And yes, the best comedy is built around truth. So yes, when I'm doing things like that, stupid is shorthand for willfully ignorant, bigoted, aggressive people. You know what, possums? I did everything to keep you out of the fucking roof. If someone comes up and seals you in there, it's your fucking fault, okay? So if your stepdad, world traveling right winger, which is strange. No, nothing's absolute. I was saying tendency. You get, you know, Nazi professors. You get raving misogynists at the highest level of the arts and educational institutions. I was just saying there's a tendency to, the more you broaden your worldview through education, travel, artistic expression, there's a tendency to be less narrow-minded and less bigoted. But yeah, I mean, people are people, and some people are fucking steaming bags of shit, quite honestly. What are you gonna do? Put them into the wood chipper? Maybe. Feels like a solution for some of them. Is that you, Madam Butterfly, running up and down in the roof of my house? Don't freak me out in the middle of the night. But yeah, it's funny. It's like, I don't mind the possums, but as I've said a few times, they seem to have gotten into the walls, and that's where, like, they're going to do damage to the house. And we've been warning the owners for years, and they don't want to spend money on the house. It's just like, well, these fucking possums are going to damage the house. You know, your own worst enemy. I remember even just after we moved in and a couple things had to be fixed, and they sent a handyman around to do them, and he was like, every fix they were doing was the cheapest possible thing. And he's like, I don't get it. This is their $1 million plus investment, and they just keep cheaping out on all these little things. It just doesn't make sense. I was like, yeah, well, that's fucking landlords for you. What can I say? Supposedly having someone come around to look at the back fence, which is, well, I used to think it was falling over because all this ivy had grown over from the other side and was weighing the fence down. So it was like on an angle like this. Now I think the ivy has just gone so feral and it's tree-like. I think the ivy is actually holding the fence up now. But I swear to God, if they took the fence down, and which would mean cutting down all the ivy, it would be a fucking truckload. It would be so much. I don't know, half a ton or more of ivy. Oh, yeah, asking the neighbors to cut the ivy is just like, well, okay, to fix the fence, because it's, you know, it's a 50-50 thing with both properties. They have to cover 50% each. You can't fix the fence. You have to replace it. And replacing it by definition would mean getting rid of the ivy. So if you had half a ton of lavender flower, you were sad. The bees like the blossoms. I think there are beekeepers somewhere in this neighborhood because when something blossoms, there are so many because where I work from is right at the back, so the fence is a couple meters away. Like if I have the glass door open, like just over the screen door to stop the flies again, when the ivy is blossoming, I get this constant hum from the bees. Like there are so many bees, I can hear them from a couple of meters away. Yeah, Safra, I'm pretty sure the ivy started on the neighbor's side, but it's just all come over the top. Yeah, so if you got a new fence installed, yeah, that our fence is definitely unfixable. But god damn, there will be you cut that down, there will be so much ivy. Like you can't be, oh, we'll chop it up and progressively put it in the green bin because that would take 6 months. Like you definitely need a fucking skip or a truck, and there would just be so fucking much of it. I also agree, Safa, that bees are awesome. Neighbors never cut. I mean, a bit, but the fact is, like, it's come over our fence like a wave. We stopped trimming it because it's like, what's the fucking point? So it's all gotta go. But yeah, so I assume the person coming tomorrow is just doing a quote, like they're getting competitive quotes for fixing the fence. I would be very surprised if someone just shows up with a fucking truck and chainsaw and just goes for it. It might, who knows? Hey, Kirsty, how you going? I feel like we got a bit of a handle on the bee thing. There's a general consensus on what was causing the colony collapses. It was partly pesticides, but it was also a fungus thing. That's my default favorite mineral water, the lime lemon one. Yes, I think it would take 2 days to remove the ivy and replace the fence here. It'd be quite the undertaking. I don't even know if the neighbors have got rid of the tree, because I mentioned there was the other thing the ivy did besides growing over the fence. There was a really tall dead tree, and by really tall I mean it was at least 5 meters. It was really fucking tall, right on the property line, and it got covered in ivy, so it kind of looked alive because it was all green. And then in wind a couple months ago, it finally came down because it was a dead tree with this massive weight of ivy on it, and it finally came down. Only a bit of it hit the fence. I'm amazed it didn't knock the fence down. This is where I come back to, I think the ivy's holding the fence up. But yeah, the neighbors had just a massive amount of wood in their backyard last time I looked, which was months ago. Like they're progressively cutting it up because this tree was fucking massive. I hope the pain gets less, Kirsty. So sorry, go 140 and after. People always do dumb shit on freeways, honestly. Mine a miracle I've never had a serious accident on a freeway with a pack of idiots that you get on freeways. So your neighbor has a tree that hasn't been trimmed for 2 years. Look at neighbor across the other fence has this fucking tree that has these big wide leaves like a banana plant, but it's not a banana plant, it's a loquat tree, Loquat, semi-tropical tree, I think. And again, it's fucking huge. It's at least 4 or 5 meters tall, but the wingspan of it, or the branch span of it, is massive. Just these huge branches coming a couple meters into our yard. They need to be trimmed, but it just dumps so many leaves in our yard. Now, I don't have a dash cam, Safa. I don't drive enough for a dash cam to be worth it. I think it's like if you commute every day or do a lot of highway travel, a dash cam could be worth it. Like, or if you're a professional driver doing deliveries or what have you, it could be worth it. But I actually, most of my driving is from my house to the train station, my house to the supermarket. That's 90+% of my driving, honestly. Yeah, well, see, the thing is, and again, I understand exactly the principle you're talking about, Safa, about asshole drivers. But, I've been driving for 40 years and I've never needed one. You got dash cam for $250. I don't need to spend $250. I mean, the one time I had someone, and they were definitely totally at fault in an accident. It's just this really fucking stupid old man. And okay, so what had happened? We came up to a traffic light intersection, and I don't know, he wanted to pass me or something. I forget, something set him off, and I don't know what. But so you're in, 2 lanes, but just across the intersection, there's parking, so it goes to 1 lane. So normally you'd only go in the left lane if you were turning left, or if someone in the right lane was turning right. But I was in the right lane, which is a sensible lane to be in because it's the lane that continues. And also, my car's turbocharged and has really fast pickup. And I don't know, this guy thought his car had faster pickup than me. So I just went zip across the intersection. And I saw what he's doing. No, this was here in Melbourne. This was, I heard it was probably nearly 10 years ago, somewhere between 8 to 10 years ago now. And I sort of went with the green light. And I saw this guy zero, and I just thought, fuck you, and accelerated. My car had more pickup than his. So I was in front of him, and it's coming to where the road's running out, and he's not slowing down. Like, it's like he's determined I'm going to give way and let him force his way in. And I was like, get fucked. And he just went straight into me. And I was just like, oh, what the? It wasn't a serious accident. It was a bit of a nudge, but it was damage. It was going to cost thousands in repairs. And it's just like, you have insurance? Yeah. I was going to, and he just going, you're so stupid. And I went, can you please just shut the fuck up? Just give me your license and insurance details, and I'll give you my license and insurance details. Just shut up. And so I filed a claim with my insurance with his details, and it's like, who's at fault? This guy, 100%. It was kind of like he was trying to drag race me, Safa. And my insurance company went, okay, and I went ahead and I got the stuff done. And a little while later, my insurance company contacts me and says, this guy's trying to claim shared fault or equal fault. Can you give a more detailed description of what happened? And I went, yeah, okay. And so I gave the exact map reference and I described it. 2 lanes at the traffic lights. I was going straight. I was in the right-hand lane because just across the intersection, The left lane ends. There are parked cars there. The right lane is the one that keeps going. This car came into the left lane. I assumed it was turning left. The lights went green. I went through the intersection. This car came up from behind me, and I assumed, they would just merge behind me, and instead they went straight into me. And no, a webcam would not have helped this at all, not even a tiny little bit, because he was at the side of me. He was not in front. He was not behind. He was at the side. And I just factually described what happened, particularly, it runs out over there and he was in the left lane. And yes, so legally, he wants to merge. He is legally required to give way and merge safely. And he just bizarrely went straight into me. And I mean, when I was relaying this to the insurance company, I didn't say, I knew what the stupid old fuckwit was doing. And I was like, fuck you. You're not getting in front of me. But I legit did not expect him to just smack into me. But yeah, I just described it factually. And that was the last I heard, because if it was relayed to him like that, so you were in the left lane, he was in the right lane, across the intersection, the left lane ends almost straight away, and you just went straight into him. Yeah, but he should have let me in. It's like, no, that isn't how it works. I have no idea what you're talking about. They might have been really expensive. I feel like you're not listening to a single thing I'm saying, Safa. A dash cam would have had no vision of it whatsoever. He was beside me. He was not in front of me. He was not behind me. A front-mounted dash cam would have shown nothing. A rear-mounted dash cam would have shown nothing. And again, all I had to do was factually describe exactly what happened. And the fact is, he couldn't countermand it. He's like, oh, he's supposed to let me in. He goes, you were in the left lane. Yeah, and he was in the right lane. And your lane ended. Yeah. And so rather than merging behind him, you hit him. You go, he should have let me in. And it's like, he was just weird, fucking hopped up old man. He hopped up on goofballs. That's what I'm saying. He was hopped up on goofballs. I'm glad you enjoyed the story. Hopefully it'll leave. I like telling stories where someone else is stupid. Of course I fucking claimed, and of course I was right. Of course this fuckwit was 100% at fault. Like I said, a simple factual description of what happened laid out this guy was irrefutably 100% at fault. Like, the cunt deliberately ran into me. It was absolutely bizarre. Like I said, and the fact he wouldn't shut the fuck up. He's going, oh, you're stupid. And I was just like, just shut up, man. Just fucking shut up. Like, I had another relatively minor one. It's heading up towards St Kilda Road, and these young folk came out of a service station that was right on the corner, and they had decided where they wanted to come out. I'm on Inkerman Road, but they wanted to do an illegal turn onto Inkerman Road and then go into the right. No, it wouldn't have been illegal if they had just got into the left lane, but they decided they wanted to turn right. And so I don't know what this guy was thinking. Like, he clearly just didn't see me. I didn't see me in a white car. And anyway, he just went straight in front of me. And first, it was lucky that I was slowing down because I was approaching an intersection. But this guy just pulled right in front, just barely missed hitting me, but he just right in front of me. and I slammed on the brakes, but the road was wet, so I hardly slowed down. I hit his car, and it was full. It was like 4 young folk in the car, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and I hit his car because he pulled right in front of me, and but not hard, but yeah, it was bang. I was like, okay, and I got out, and this guy was really apologetic because he realized the scale to which he had fucked up, and he was like really apologetic, and I just went, it's fine, just don't stress. Let's just make sure no one's hurt, because I fucking very lightly T-boned this car, and I just went, let's just make sure everyone's okay. Everyone's okay in my car. And because I hit the side of your car, you got passengers in there. Just check, is everyone okay? Is everyone okay? I think, yeah, I'm a bit shaken up, but I'm okay. And this guy really thought, because again, he had done something very, 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 very stupid. And he was really worried I was going to go off. And I'm not going to go off. That solves nothing. I'm hoping you've got insurance, because I do, and I'm going to report this to my insurance company. If you don't have insurance, they're going to fucking massacre you. It's I've got insurance. Okay, let's just swap details. Yeah, but it was interesting because I could have. A lot of people would have said, I was right to go off at them and call him a little fuckwit, because it was real stupid what he did. But yeah, he was clearly completely aware he'd done something incredibly stupid. I was really worried I was just going to go off, and I went, no, man, I'm not going to go off. That just doesn't help anything. No word on your surgery, because I hope things get fixed soon. So again, no, this guy didn't try to claim on me, so my insurance company just went after it. Yeah, this is in Melbourne too. So if you saw 2 people car crash, lights on main. Oh man, the most spectacular one I've seen was on Ballarat Road, out near fucking St Albans anyway. And it was a classic. There's a like 4-way intersection, traffic lights, and one clown ran the red light, but this other guy's coming up Ballarat Road with no one in front of him, and the guy coming up, he's coming up at speed and sees the red light, but he's gauging in his head. I've been looking at how long that light's red, and I reckon it's going to go green. I don't have to slow down. And this is me assuming what happened, because he didn't slow down and his light went green. And, there's usually 10 seconds from a green to someone crossing an intersection. This guy was across the intersection in 1 second at speed. And this other fuckwit, it was in a small truck, definitely ran a red light, like a really red light. And so the guy coming towards Ballarat was coming towards me. The fuckwit in the small truck who ran the red light was to my right. And the car zipping through just clipped this truck. Like, I was looking, like, it wasn't like smash. It was like it looked like he barely clipped it. But because of the speed he was going, which was 70 kilometers an hour, that was the legal speed on this road. We clipped it, it flipped, this guy probably skidded out over here. But the truck was really just flipped, and it was like a flatbed truck. It was a small flatbed truck, and it flipped over. Well, first it went on its side and skidded along, and then flipped right over, and the cabin just fucking crushed. And I was like, ooh, what's happened there? Damn. And so this is right in front of me. So the intersection's like blocked now. And I was like, so yeah, I dialed 000. And I found it funny because I rang emergency and said, and someone answered, go, do you want ambulance, fire, or police? And I went, all 3? And he said, You got to say one. I said, I'll describe the situation. There was a crash right in front of me. A truck is flipped and its cabin's crushed. God knows how badly hurt that person in there is. I can smell petrol, so it's ruptured a fuel line on one of the cars, so everything could burst into flame at any second. And obviously, the cops are going to want to attend. And the operator's like, you have to say one. And I went, okay, well, let's say send an ambulance, but you must have some way to get fire and police here as well. But yes, send. I was just like, fucking, I'm not ringing 3 times, but clearly this needs to be attended by ambulance, fire, and police. But if you're going to make me pick one, I'm worried about the guy in the crushed truck cabin. Let's say ambulance. There's not a lot of red lights in Dubbo. There's a few. Are there more red lights in Dubbo than Bathurst? I'm going to go yes, because Dubbo's bigger and has more highways. Bathurst's got 1 highway comes through. Dubbo's got 3. That was the main reason for Dubbo's growth, that 3 highways intersect. No, Safa, it wasn't rainy. It was the middle of the fucking day on a sunny day. Like I said, just one dickhead running a red light and someone else who approached intersection at speed because he did he was betting that the light would change, and it did. Red lights in Uranus, Dr. Abigail. I thought there was. Turned out to be a hemorrhoid, though. So there you go. That's what the science tells us. Oh, I was going to tell the story of when I discovered when I learned there were rings around Uranus. Because I didn't know. I'm in high school, maybe year 8, in science. Like, I fucking thought, my very limited astrology knowledge, I thought Saturn was the only ringed planet. So it came up in science, and the science teacher said something about the rings around Uranus. And I went, you are joking. Are you really telling me there are rings around Uranus? And he just gave me this deadpan look and went, yes, there are. And everyone's going, I'll grow up. And I went, no, I'm not trying to be. I'm like, this is literally news to me, and it sounds like a stupid joke. Jupiter is yes, and that's what I mean about how ignorant I was in regards to astronomy at this point. But it was a legit revelation when the science teacher referenced the rings around Uranus. And I couldn't stop myself. I said, are you joking? Are there really rings around Uranus? Going to an NBN provider called Neptune. The ring around Uranus is documented in the photo documentary Goatsy. A tissue, we all fall down, which is not about the Black Plague. This became a thing people would say, that ring a rosy, a pocket full of posy, tissue, we all fall down. That it was a reference to the Black Plague. It's not. Like the time of when we can trace the origin of that nursery rhyme does not coincide with the Black Plague. Urban legends or whatever. No, Greg. I did not discover Uranus. I learned that Uranus had rings around it. And I was nonplussed first. Like I said, in my pure ignorance, I thought Saturn was the only ringed planet. And of course, we have multiple ringed planets. And I just thought saying Uranus has rings around it was a stupid joke. No, Safa, I've had multiple internet providers. And I've just a Telstra phone. Dr. Eva, there may well have been 2 outbreaks of bubonic plague, but I'm going to go with the urban legend debunking website that I found it off, that it doesn't match up. There was not a kid's nursery rhyme told during outbreaks of the bubonic plague It just wasn't. Well, see, that's the thing. No one really knows what the fuck that children's nursery rhyme means. Ring a ring a ring a rosy, pocket full of posy. But someone tried to force meaning on it and said, "You don't have pockets full of posies when you're buried. The mourners don't have pockets full of posies." It's people tried to force a meaning onto it. It's like backronyms when someone decides, because we do have lots of acronyms, like SCUBA is an acronym, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Although someone deliberately came up with something that could be pronounced. But you get other ones where someone says news stands for northeast, west, south. It does not. It just doesn't. People try to retrospectively create a plausible story for why a particular word is an acronym when it isn't. And same thing with nursery rhymes and stories and whatnot. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying, Dr. Abigail. Outbreak of the Fun fact, it's still around. Possums, no, not possums, squirrels in the United States or North America generally can give you the bubonic plague because they still carry it. But apparently, for whatever reason, it's not contagious like it used to be. Like, you can get it from being bitten, but you're not going to spread it through the whole community, I guess, unless you go around biting people. But yeah, I was a bit tripped when I read that once about squirrels giving people the Black Plague, and they were like, that Black Plague. And I was like, oh, wow, really? Okay, fuck. Yeah, so it's not a major health disaster. Oh, God, raise stress at a level you've not felt for a long time. Is this work again, or is it something else? I mean, God knows there are roughly 1,000 things in the world that could give a reasonable person unimaginable levels of stress. You know, we wrote a book about now. It was the fuck around of times. It was the find out of times. Saying lots of European descended people are immune because, okay, yeah, because the people who survived the bubonic plague and passed on their genes had a resistance to it. That would make sense, definitely. So you're supposed to fly. Oh no! Supposed to fly to the US on the 22nd, but it was through Dubai on Qatar Airways. Oh no! That is a horribly stressful situation. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. No, of the 1,000 legit reasons to be stressed, that's pretty high on the list, quite honestly. You thought the pocket full of posy was to ward off the smell of death. Well, like I said, oh, sorry, Doha. Sorry, I read that as Dubai. Doha. Yeah, no, you can't fly through Qatar at the moment. No one's doing that. So is your flight cancelled or can you get it rerouted? Yeah, Charlie, the simple thing about the Ring a Ring a Rosie, no one knows what it means, but people have tried to force meaning on it to be about the bubonic plague, and it's just not true. So anyways, they haven't cancelled flights yet. I have to fly through the wall. Yeah, I feel like they can't fly through Qatar at the moment. Too many missiles. Sorry, did you look this up, Abigail? Bubonic plague is easily treatable with antibiotics. Health officials are worried about resistant strains. Of course you would be. It's mostly white people who have the natural immunity, yeah. Oh, God, they've shut down helplines. Yeah, I guess everyone on the helplines was stressed as fuck. Oh, God, that is stressful, though. Jesus. That is just horribly stressful. Mein Gott. Ugh. What a bunch of bullshit they're putting you through. By they, I mean the world. I mean Trump and Israel and fucking Jesus. You don't get a refund unless the airline cancels it. And the insurance won't give you a refund because you don't want to fly through a war zone. Jesus. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm clearly not an expert. I don't know what the shit's going on. But it just strikes me that they wouldn't fly through a fucking war zone, and a lot of missiles flying about in that part of the world right now. I did read an article that I found funny today. All these Western influencers in Dubai started to get really shocked that places around them were being hit by missiles. And they were posting videos going, motherfucker, like a hotel by the beach got hit by a drone. Shit. And then after a day or two, they all stopped posting stuff about missiles or drones blowing things up and just posted videos about, yeah, the Dubai authorities are awesome. They'll keep us safe. It's like they all got told if you post another video saying anything about us being hit by missiles, we'll imprison you and or throw you out of the country. Post something saying the regime's awesome. And so they did it. It was fucking cringy as fuck. News comes in, Ray's punching the shit out of a Tomahawk missile. Yeah. Ray, you're literally saying the flight insurance says cancellation because you're worried about war is your own doing. Jesus. Man, I don't even know. Okay, there are more fireworks going off, speaking about things exploding. Why are there fireworks going off every fucking night? It's ridiculous. I think we established the other night it was Moomba, like, fine. Now there's more. Race, if they shoot you down, they'll only do that once. You fly through it but refuse to take the loss. And Cascade is spiteful. Yeah, I mean, I certainly haven't heard about planes, although fucking, okay, I misread Doha and said Dubai. Probably because of what I've been reading. But yeah, there was a strike at Dubai International Airport. Whoa, what is it good for? It's good for business. I've been deliberately making these clarified cocktails relatively low alcohol content. Like, been putting a lot of non-alcoholic components in them, so they're just fruity and tasty. I mean, they do have booze in them, but not that much. Maybe more than a pre-mix can. But just like double the strength of a pre-mix can. I tell you, I'm out of whack with what fucking day of the week it is. Or, unsurprisingly, all Monday public holiday. I was thinking it was Sunday. I just had to keep reminding myself it was Monday. I went into the office today because we had an all-staff thing that they wanted us to front up in person, although lots of people didn't. But I did. Pretty much all of my team did, because we always do. And I had to catch up with my boss. And then so like someone scheduled a really late meeting. By really late, I mean 4 to 5. That's late for me because I get into the office at 7:30. So I think under the public service rules, I can finish at 3:30. And someone schedules a fucking meeting from 4 to 5. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm doing? I'm catching up with the boss at 2, talking about where things are. Then I'm going home and I'm doing this 4 to 5 meeting from home. Yeah, I don't have to go into the office for the rest of the week, and only 3 days to the weekend. So I'm probably going to be fucking disoriented all week, quite honestly. Dr. has the rules of acquisition, number 35. Is that true? The rules of acquisition say peace is good for business? For anyone who doesn't get it, that's the Ferengi from Star Trek. I think they first appeared in Deep Space Nine, although they might have been in Voyager. I'm not that deep into the Star Trek stuff. Whereas if you acted like Doc and Marty attacked American soil, none of this would be happening. Doc's selling stuff to... Where were the terrorists from that he was selling stuff to? Were they Iraqi or Palestinian? I don't remember. Okay, the Ferengi did first appear in The Next Generation. Okay, see, I knew you'd know, Dr. Abigail. But that's why I confessed I don't know. You misspelled lesbian, Dr. Abigail, but we know that. I thought you were just making a declaration. Sorry. Oh, they were Libyan terrorists. Okay. Oh, that's what Dr. Abigail was saying. I thought you were just proudly proclaiming that you were a lesbian. Okay. My bad. I misunderstood the typo. Oh. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So it was 1985. America decided all terrorists were Libyans in 1985. Ah, it's certainly shifting sands. Oh God, yeah, I'm a tragic Gen Xer. I relate everything to The Simpsons, by which I mean the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons. There was one of the throwback episodes was set in the 80s. I know you did misspell something there, Dr. Abigail. Brought shame on your family, many generations. I forget which episode it was, but it was one of the throwback episodes. And it was like someone had a time, I think it was the 80s. Someone had a Time magazine from the 80s with Uncle Sam sharing a milkshake like with Saddam Hussein. They both had a straw in it and love hearts there. It's going like, and the headline was something like America's love affair with Saddam Hussein. And the actual episode of The Simpsons went to air after the Gulf War, which was fun because America did arm Saddam Hussein and finance him to a massive degree. The Simpsons. What can't they do? Again, I fully cop to being a Gen X tragic of compulsively making Simpsons references. Because I have trouble helping. Although I do love the Aussie rapper, comedian, writer Briggs from Shep Life. What you're asking for? So he actually got a job as in the writing room for Matt Groening's Netflix series. The sort of fantasy series. What was it called again? Oh, it was so unmemorable. I've fucking forgotten. I watched, I think, the first season and a half. The animation was beautiful and there were some fun jokes in there, but it just didn't do it for me. But Briggs actually got a job in the writing room there, and I was watching an interview with him once, and they're talking about, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Getting a job in the writing room in a big budget American thing. He goes, yeah, it was good. But he was like, I'm a Simpsons tragic. And at one point was talking to Matt Groening. So I did a Simpsons reference to something, and Matt Groening just kind of stared at me. And I was like, oh yeah, that was very uncool that I just did a Simpsons reference to Matt Groening. So Dr. Abigail, rule of acquisition number 34, war is good for business. 35 is peace is good for business. If I'd bothered to read the entire chat, you'd see, glad that you have the internet. No, I missed it. Sometimes it goes too fast. And it sometimes it goes so fast, I don't realize I've missed something. I did just scroll back and say, oh yeah, you're telling the truth. Okay. Oh God, I did work with a guy. How long ago was this? Oh, like 20 years ago. We're both business analysts working in this real shithole, and we're just making jokes all the time to deal with it. And he had a whole thing of changing like the rules of business analysis based around the rules of acquisition. He was actually pretty funny. He got some pretty good ones in there. Right, you want the leaders to oh yeah, we'd have far fewer wars if you literally like, oh, country A wants to have a war with country B. Okay, give the leaders a sword and throw them into a coliseum and see what happens. And it's just like so fucking stupid. And what I'm talking about when I say so fucking stupid is people. People are so fucking stupid. And I have to painfully acknowledge I am a people. And to be completely honest, I am regularly quite stupid. Like, not stupid enough to start a fucking war. A flawed and even a hypocritical person, but not hypocritical enough to just say the complete opposite of what I said 2 days ago and pretend I never said the other. It's just like I'm regularly fucking stunned by. I think anyone involved in political life does this, but I'm particularly stunned with the regularity with which conservatives do it. Just shamelessly do the exact opposite of what they said they were going to do and then say they were going to do that all along. Right, imagine Hitler had to sword fight some of the world leaders. Yeah, he wouldn't have lasted long. He was that, which was the funniest thing about the whole Aryan thing with the Nazis. The high command were not exactly exemplars of Aryan perfection. They were all fucked up, drug-addict weirdos. Yes, that is true. That's what Trump and co are saying. No, we didn't start a war. It's a special military operation, which is another thing the US, and this is all sides of politics in the US, have done certainly since the fucking, so probably since Vietnam at least, just come up with weird, stupid euphemisms and doublespeak. It's very fucking weird. Safa, I like good dim sims. My preference is actually the smaller dim sims, but I will definitely go one of those ginormous South Melbourne Market dim sims. I think dim sims soy sauce are very tasty. And also, because I am an unhealthy motherfucker, I preferred fried dim sims to steamed dim sims, but I will eat steamed dim sims just because they're yummy. Again, if they're really well made dim sims, because you can get shitty dim sim. Like a shitty dim sim is a Chico roll, basically. But go see, now I want dim sims, Safra. I haven't had dim sims in ages. And there are such good Asian places around here. Damn, maybe I'll get the youngins to come around and go, let's just have a big Asian feed somewhere. I haven't done that in ages. Maybe we do it in the city. Okay, I've got this thought in my head now. Got to find a good Asian food place in the city. catch up with the young'uns. Talked about a new girl in high school whose nickname was Dim Sim. Her actual name was Simone. That's actually pretty good. Simone, nicknamed Dim Sim. I'm down for it. Okay, you know what you remind me of just because of the rhyming? One of the cattiest thing, my ex, the mother of my children, who's born in the Philippines. Fun fact: when Filipinos spell things, they don't use ph; they always use f. So, or they say p. Like we say Philippines because it was named after King Philip of Spain or whatever. Um, but the Filipinos, they say Filipino, and they say Republic de Filipinas. They don't say Philippines, they say Filipinas. Sorry, I just sound like I'm saying penis. So yeah, they don't spell things with a ph. They just use a p or an f depending on their accent. And they don't use th either. They would just use t. They won't say thin. They'll say tin. And when they're coming up with nicknames for people, they'll often repeat a syllable. Like they wouldn't call, well, Dim Sim is a fun name for Simone, but a more friendly nickname would be Sim Sim. And the reason you made me think of this, and I had to do that whole labored setup because my ex said this about, and the thing is with her and her cousin saying that talking about a girl called Christine who was a bit overweight, and her nickname was Tin Tin, which was like you calling her Thin Thin. And she, yeah, so we called her Tintin, but she wasn't. It's just like, this is probably not sounding as funny to you as it did to me, but when I had the whole setup of what this was, it just cracked me up. Like we called her Tintin, but she wasn't. Just the cattiness I thought was hilarious. But arguably, I am very shallow and easily amused. I mean, I will definitely cop to being shallow and easily amused. I know I probably try to say I'm sophisticated, but yeah, if you catch me in a genuinely honest moment, it's going, no, I'm childish and immature. And honestly, if someone does a joke that's bitchy or catty and childish or immature, I'm going to find it really funny. It just appeals to my baser self. I'm just not a great person, is what I'm saying. It's a funny old world. So yeah, I almost didn't do a live stream tonight because normally when I'm doing streams, it's because Mrs. Angry's lad's here. But circumstances, just because the things he's doing with is he does some game programming, amateur game programming with friends, a spin off from when he was at uni. And they had a thing tonight, game jam type of thing, which is nearer to his dad's place. So it's much easier for him to go from there to sleep at his dad's place. So he's not here tonight. So maybe they're going to watch stuff with Mrs. Angry. But she actually had to leave work today because she had migraine, and so she's a bit scattered. She can't focus on anything. I said, so like if we sat down to watch some of our shows that we're trying to follow a series, you'd actually probably have trouble following it. And she said, yeah. So I think I'll just sit on the lounge and watch trash. Like she's watching cooking shows, watching old Twilight Zone episodes, old Star Trek, just just aimless stuff to keep her amused that she doesn't have to concentrate on and say, okay, I don't really want to watch that, so I'm going to do a live stream. Ray's some terrible human killing my stream guests, but not calling Pat to take care of the issue. Pat can take care of the issue. And he said he was actually getting feisty the other day because his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend, he said he attacked her, and Pat was in a mood. Pat was going to get him. You know, well, this guy doesn't know who he's messing with. Pat's going to fuck his shit up. It's a hell of a thing. What are we? 5 minutes ago. I think I'm going to sneeze. Actually, look. I think I need to blow my nose. God damn it. Oh, my nose was running and tickling my nose made me sneeze. Human bodies. Ugh. One of my semi-regular rants against creationists who try to dress up their creationism by talking about intelligent design. I think our design is so good. It's not random. There has to be an intelligent designer. It's like, fuck off. At best, a semi-intelligent designer. What the fuck are runny noses for? If there was an intelligent designer, just make our bodies fucking perfect. Why is my hip fucking up? Why do my knees fuck up? Why does cancer happen? No. At best, a semi-intelligent designer who, if they're lucky and have a generous reviewer grading their project, human, they get a C if they're lucky. I mean, there are variants. Like, personally, sex, I give an A. The feeling of being high or drunk, that's an A. But, you know, having to shit, our excretory system, that's an F. Why? Like, we process most of our food. Why can't we just process it and just like it? We exhale the waste. The excretory system, that's an F. That's a terrible system. Obviously, all manner of disease and whatnot, F. The idea that we get tooth decay, that's an F. No, Safa, it's been a normal summer. Normal hot summer. Less shit if you eat properly. Having to shit at all is stupid. Like I said, as evolutionary as a fucking random mutation, it makes sense. As an intelligent designer, having a plan, that doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, Heine, why can't we poop pellets like rabbits that don't make a mess? Right, you reckon if you eat tons of nuts and grains, you'll just poop pellets? I mean, admittedly, some poops are less messy than others. That is true. But no, from an evolutionary mutation point of view, it makes sense. But all these, again, fuckwits who are trying to, I'm not a fundamentalist creationist. I just think there's an intelligence behind the design. No, there's fucking not, you fucking muppet. I prefer creationists. You don't have the guts to just admit, like, I believe in a magic man in the sky who does miracles. Fuck you. Because it's not an intelligent design. It's an incoherent fucking design. And the other thing that intelligent design and creationists will say, the watchmaker hypothesis is like, if you found a watch in the middle of the desert and you'd never seen one before, you wouldn't assume it spontaneously came into existence. No, it's a purpose-built device. It's a constructed device where each component of it forms a specific purpose, and the combination of those elements is for a single purpose. Life is not like that. Life is a series of random mutations. It's like every time a creationist thinks they're saying something intelligent, they're just saying something really fucking stupid. They always just use similes, metaphors, that make no sense. And yes, Rage, you should stick with that on your social media. God is great. He blesses America, greatest country, freedom, Eagles, Walmart, French fries, burgers. You got to get that front and center on your social media. I think, like, there is no fucking way I would travel to the US at the moment. Dr. Abigail, I actually agree that my face makes no sense, honestly. There's no way I'd travel to the US at the moment or attempt to travel to the US. But if I did, I would not have a phone and I would not have a laptop. And if they said I feel like I'm old enough, I could just go, I don't do internet stuff. I'm old, man. I feel like I could get away with it. Because clearly the sort of cunts they have at border control in the US, if they saw my old YouTube videos, they would kick me out. When I say old YouTube, well, they're not going to sit through live streams, are they? But Jesus, if they knew about the Angry Aussie YouTube channel and they just put Trump in there and they see the absurd number of videos I did saying Trump is a piece of shit and his supporters are all fuckwits. You reckon they got my photo on every passport counter? Well, there's the list of countries I can't go to. Currently, I absolutely definitely can't go to the US. If people had kept really good records, I can't go anywhere in the fucking Middle East. I can't go to Israel. I can't go to Thailand because when I found out you could be prosecuted for saying anything bad about the king, I said the king fucks goats. I have evidence. Safa, smoking gun. Do you mean naked gun, Safa? What's his name? Jesus. Liam Neeson, the Liam Neeson smoking gun. You should watch it. It's fun. Actually, even the old Leslie Nielsen smoking gun, naked gun stuff is fun. But yes, if you're asking, should you watch the Liam Neeson naked gun? I think you should. It's fun. Yes, Dr. Abigail, your existence is illegal in some countries, but you can travel to Thailand because you've never said the king fucks goats, and I have. Not the US, though. You don't want to go to the US. No. Bleh. No. Man. Okay, I make really good liqueurs. That liqueur, which most of the time I just have a little bit at the end of the night to flavor Mrs. Angry's orange peel for a hot chocolate. It's really fucking good, though. It's like equal parts whiskey, brandy, rum, and my spiced brown sugar syrup. It's so good. Dr. You have respect for the King of Thailand. What I have is I have no respect for laws that say you're not allowed to talk shit about the king. I'll talk shit about whoever I want. The lèse majesté laws. There's even a story about because the king's face was on the currency. Like if you dropped a paper money on the ground and it was going to blow away and you stomped on it, so you stomped on the king's face, you could be prosecuted for that. I don't know if that's true, but I would definitely be in trouble for saying the king fucks goats and saying I had video evidence of it. I was channeling Wayne's World with that when you've shown respect to the King of Thailand. Okay, now I get it. I was channeling Wayne's World, the thing when they had Noah's Arcade, the cosmonauts, when they were bought by a media company, and they had to follow things. They go like, okay, I've got the pre-approved questions on cards. He's got the handful of cards. And he takes one out, and then written on the back of the card, which is facing the camera, says, "This man blows goats." And then he lifts that card up and says, "I have video." That's literally what I did about the King of Thailand. Also, look into it. The King of Thailand, he's a fucking interesting guy. He doesn't live in Thailand, and he does some crazy shit. Anyway, it's like 10 o'clock, so I'm going to eat my cherries. I just fucking love the cherries. They're so good. Oh my god, they're so fucking yummy. I don't think I'm going to go with Luxardo as a family name. It's Italian. I'm deciding these were started by a guy called Giovanni Luxardo. He's my patron saint. I should look it up. Probably really is a family name. Luxardo maraschino cherry. In fact, okay, almost everyone who does cocktail stuff on YouTube pronounce that maraschino. I say maraschino literally because I'm just trying to wind someone up. And it hasn't worked yet. I keep wanting someone to go, actually, it's pronounced maraschino. Yeah, well, it depends where you went to shul. Dr. Will literally just came into the room to describe something important just as I said the King of Thailand fucks goats. Okay. So, years ago, when I found out Thailand had laws, they call it lèse majesté, which various places around the world have it, where it's literally a criminal offense to criticize the monarch. You can be jailed for criticizing the monarch. So I was channeling Wayne in Wayne's World, just saying, this guy blows goats. I have video. Because I was never going to Thailand anyway, so fuck it. I might as well say something that would make me a criminal in Thailand. See you next Thursday, Safa. Yes, in all probability, I will be doing a live stream on Thursday, unless I'm not. So pay attention to the Discord. If I'm not streaming on Thursday, I will put a note there that I'm not, but I probably am. And probably am on Friday. Saturday is date night, so I won't be doing it on Saturday. I have to ask Mrs. Angry where our next date night is, because I don't know. She keeps the records. Yes, you got what I was saying, Dr. Apical. It's normally Tuesday, but just because Safa said Thursday, I thought of three. See you next Thursday. You is a punk. So you all take care. See you another time, but bye for now. You are totally fucked up!